This is Team Zhurong, pitch 2 by Maria, Michael, and Alex. So in scene 1, a family's coming back from the grocery store to cook a delicious meal. The family was excited to cook the meal all together. But unfortunately, the father had reduced motor skills, which prohibited him from partaking in cooking. So thanks to the grippy board, the family can now cook together and eat a delicious plate of carrots together. And we believe, thanks to the grippy board, this innovation can help people with decreased motor functions cook and prepare food. So introducing the grippy board. Critical issue 3 was our first issue that we decided to look at, which was the importance to talk to people with multiple sclerosis to see and to mimic people who have multiple sclerosis to see how our board will work. Our fourth issue, which was our second thing we decided to look at, was to revise the problem statement and to see how we can open it up past people for multiple sclerosis for people now who have decreased motor functions for a broader audience. And five was to ensure that both the grippiness and comfort of the board were good and it was easy to use by making physical prototypes. So revising the problem statement. So as seen in issue 4, we believe that modifying the problem statement to the board to be more inclusive to a wider audience will, while remaining useful, would be the best approach to take. Our new target audience will be all individuals with physical disabilities, impairing them from fine motor skills, and instead of focusing on people who have MS. And to test this, we created a refined problem statement, which will be shown in the next slide. So we took from people with multiple sclerosis to individuals with reduced motor skills to prepare food in an efficient manner. And to develop our product, we decided that the concept was creating a cutting board that has grip-like material to ease cutting of food and vegetables for people to reduced motor functions. And the hypothesis was people with reduced motor functions will have an easier time preparing food. To verify, we will be cutting grapes without holding it on different gripping materials, which was printed from um, our concept board. And materials and resources are a regular cutting board and two physical prototypes.
These are pictures of the prototypes that we recently printed out. And so these were used for our survey. So the first question on the survey was, have you dropped food from your cutting board when trying to cut any food? 66% of the people on the survey said no, and the other 33% said yes. The next question is if the cost of the cutting board had no effect on you, would you be interested in using the board as opposed to the traditional board? In this case, 66% said yes and 33% said no. And for this one, we asked, what are the expectations when using a cutting board? People, for this, people had to choose 3 options out of a list. And so most people chose durability, then it was easy to use with size, affordable price, and people also chose appealing appearance and a lifespan.
So I'd like to provide more detail about the physical prototypes we've created for this project. With the original pitch, we used a pre-existing cutting board that was a rubbery material, and from this we progressed to creating 3D models of what a potential cutting board would look like. We decided to choose 2 different designs, one of them with shorter bristles in a wave shape, and then one design with taller bristles in a wedge shape. From these, we created 2 individual prototypes using flexible material on a 3D printer and just tested it on food. So these prototypes are about 1 inch by 2.5 inches each, so relatively small compared to what a cutting board would be like. The results of this prototype was that the prototype with less and smaller bristles grip food better than the taller bristles. The taller bristles kept the food that we were trying to cut further off of the board, which made it hard to slice and then also more slippery. One of the drawbacks to these prototypes was that it was hard to demonstrate cutting food on it because they were so small. So we decided to use grapes because they would fit completely on the board and we could test them this way. But also, we were unable to determine the durability of the board, even though this was a major concern outlined in our survey. In the future, we intend to build a larger scale prototype in the scale of 5 to 7 inch range that will enable us to test the usability of the board on a larger variety of food because it will fit completely on the board and in more real-life scenarios. We also intend to test the durability of the material to ensure that it can stand up to everyday use, as mentioned in our survey. We would also like to refine the physical design of the prototype, which would include adding a wooden base that can be used as a regular cutting board if the rubbery material is not required. And then also would like to conduct a comprehensive survey on a larger audience to get a better feel for how our audience would use this product and if it is fulfilling their needs. Thank you.